Welcome to your Cochrane Right Now. This is a weekly podcast all about the best town in the entire world, Cochrane, Alberta. My name's Eric Ruddle, joined by Lauren Meister. And Lauren, it's been kind of a crazy week here in Cochrane. Not only have we had like some crazy weather, but also a lot of rumors spreading around because on Tuesday, I believe there was a huge motorcade coming through Cochrane featuring like 15 motorbikes. There was blacked out SUVs. Sirens going through the traffic circle, and people are like, oh my gosh, Justin Trudeau is in Cochrane.
Yeah, that was kind of the main rumor. So it was really interesting to see all the different theories as to who the VIP was here in Cochrane. So, of course, if you kind of rewind to the previous week, Shania Twain was actually visiting Okotoks, Diamond Valley,
yep.
A few other communities kind of just about an hour south of us. So I think a lot of people were also wondering, like, could it have been her?
She's just traveling in a motorcade.
Hey, she's the queen of country music, Canadian country music. So you never know. It could have been kind of any celebrity. But the main rumor was whether or not it was the prime minister.
Yeah, or even Danielle Smith came up yet again. I don't think the premier moves with that much traffic. I guessed it was Adele. Just because.
Really?
Yeah.
Why Adele?
No, I felt her presence in town, right? She's rolling through the deep and she's coming through Cochrane. That was where my mind went.
Okay. Is she even touring right now in Canada?
Do you need
North
a reason
America?
to come to Cochrane?
You don't. I mean,
Right.
but I know a lot of celebrities when they come to our area, they sneak in, right? They'll come in, they'll do Calgary, the Stampede or whatever, go to Banff, that kind
Yeah.
of stuff. But they usually are sneaky about it,
Yes.
obviously. They don't really travel with a motorcade. But if you remember a year ago, the Pope came to Alberta and there was a similar, there was all the motorcade and they did some training ahead of that as well.
We did know the Pope was coming at that time, though, so it kind of connected the dots. But here at the Cochrane Now newsroom, we, of course, mobilized really quickly. We got to the RCMP, got to the top cop, Dave Bruner, and we're like, you got to tell us who's in that car. And he gave us the most boring answer ever. It's just training.
It was just training. Just training.
And
Just some training.
You
That's
could
it.
tell he was so like, it's just training, guys. Like,
Yeah, like why
calm
do you
down.
care? Like who actually? It's not a big deal at all. So yeah, that's it. That's it. That's all. But we actually had a really interesting call to the radio station.
Yes, from a former fire chief here in town, and he's like, they used to do those all the time to really kind of get the motorbikes ready for the season. So they would make sure they got them on the highways, everything's running good, and every single cop would stop and have them a case. And they would park along downtown, and he said you could see 30 plus cops sitting on the hood, sitting on their bikes, licking away their ice cream. And my mind went to, that would probably not swing right now. I could see a rant being like, my tax dollars going to ice cream.
Yeah, so that
Yeah.
obviously was before social
Yes.
media, which is really unfortunate.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody deserves to
Ice
have
cream.
ice cream, whether, doesn't matter what you do for a living. So, but yeah, unfortunately, I don't think that's what they did. I don't even think they really came into Cochrane.
Yeah, it mostly seemed like they were sticking to highways. Like, I believe they went through Highway 22 and the traffic circle there. I saw them along Highway 1A, but other than that, they were just cruising.
Now, did they stick to their lanes? Because, of course, we have the freshly painted lanes. That's kind of the main question. I mean, these are police officers. They should know kind of which lane to be in. So I'd be curious to know whether or not they're actually following all the rules.
We need like a traffic camera on just the traffic circle for entertainment purposes only, right? Like just to almost people watch. Like I would turn that on instead Netflix every night. But the other night, we also got a good old blast. Of course, Cochrane has the wonkiest weather in the world. And you were saying something of like a gustnado in the area?
Yeah, so it wasn't quite in our area.
In the middle of Cochrane.
It was a little further north,
Okay.
Closer to Ponoka.
A little further north.
A little bit further north.
2.5 hours.
Of
It's fine.
Cochrane.
It's fine.
Just a
Right.
little bit.
Gustnado, yes.
A gustnado. But if you looked out the window, you would have thought
Great.
Here,
Here,
it
yes.
was very gusty. I was actually having dinner with my family, and I looked out onto my back deck, and we actually have a patio cover that covers our patio set.
Nice.
And it just like lifted up the patio cover out of the air, and then it kind of moved it over to another area of the backyard. And our trampoline actually, same thing, just kind of like moved over.
Right.
Didn't flip or anything like that, but it just like moved over, I want to say like a good couple of feet kind of thing.
Have you ever seen a trampoline in the street here in Cochrane?
Oh, I've seen trampolines in the street, on the side, in trees, in ponds, all of that. I've seen it all.
Yeah, it's dangerous to have a trampoline here. Really, it's dangerous to have patio furniture, patio pillows, anything that can grab it. But even I have like skinny trees, and they were almost in half. So it only lasted like 15 minutes.
Yeah, it kind of came on really, really quickly and then left really quickly. But I know a lot of people were saying that they did have some damage, like some siding, some shingles as well, and even some damage to their patios as well, to patio sets.
I think her name was Lisa. She posted her table was shattered, like had a glass top. So
right.
Maybe check out your roof. Make sure you have a couple of shingles not missing there. And of course, participation has been going on for the month of June. We're almost halfway through here, and we are looking to become the most active community in all of Canada. And this has happened over the last couple of years, and usually we're not really in the pack, right? We're competing against Edmonton, Vancouver. This year, though, we are kicking some serious butt. In Alberta, we are third, right behind Vulcan and Red Deer. And we shouldn't feel bad about Red Deer because they are number one in the country right now.
That's amazing. So if historically we've competed against like Toronto and Vancouver, and now we just need to compete against Red Deer and Vulcan. Yeah, I mean, we've got Vulcan. How many people live in that Star Trek town?
Yeah, exactly.
Like 5? Are you kidding me?
I don't know. And they must be very, very active. But in Canada, the last time I looked, we were 8th in the whole country. And like I said, it's not just small little towns, it's the big guys. And we would also win $100,000. Not sure where the $100,000 would go.
Yeah, I don't to make us more active.
Yeah, I guess so. Everyone gets a Fitbit. But that is going on right now, and you can sign up until the end of the month. And one of the coolest programs that goes on in Cochrane, especially for the kiddos, is called Building Futures. If somebody doesn't know what this is, what is it all about?
So basically, it's a program over at the high school. I'm not sure if it's both high schools or just Bow Valley High, but they team up with King Smith Homes, and it's just kind of like an option. You can build a house while you're in school, which is so cool. They've been doing this for about a decade. They build about 2 homes a year. So you're basically going to class, but you're also physically building a home. So how cool is that? You're getting this great hands-on experience. Learning a trade or multiple trades, really, but you're also getting your credits while at school. So really, really cool program and going really strong.
Yeah, 10 years deep. One of my favorite stories to come out of Building Futures, I was talking to one of the teachers who is part of it, and he says it's great for that certain section of students who sitting in a desk for 8 hours a day, staring at a blackboard and just being talked to, it's not working for them, right? They're not retaining it. But put some tools in their hands, give them a tape measure. They know math. They know angles. They know everything because they can see the effect it's having. And to have the grand goal of being like, I built this house and I am 17. How cool is that? Have you ever even put up a piece of drywall before in your life?
That's a really random question. I've held
Nice.
drywall before.
Yeah.
I've never solo done that kind of stuff, but I've helped with a lot of renovations and stuff before. What about you?
Oh yeah, I worked in construction for about 6 months.
Oh,
helped build a church just south of town.
Oh.
Let me tell you, my wife loves every time I point it out. As we drive to Spruce Meadows, I'm like, I built that. And
it's
she's
still
like,
standing.
Still standing. And she's like, I know, honey. It's okay. There's also this big barns shed thing, just Highway 22 south, right past the big mansion. I put the drywall up in there.
Look at
still
you.
standing. I know.
Okay.
There's a reason I'm working in radio, though. Good on those kids.
It wasn't your calling.
Good on those kids. So a huge shout out to all the teachers and, of course, students participating. 10 years, and I do not see that programming ending.
No, I mean, it's very valuable life skills.
And looking ahead now, so we had Seniors Week last week in town, and now we are going into Great Neighbors Week, which is so much fun because it is literally just about partying with your neighbors. That's what the town is asking you to do, being like, have a barbecue, grab a couple of pops, and hang out in the sunshine.
Can we just take the day off of work, too, to have a party with our neighbors? I mean, I feel like the town should kind of legislate that. I feel like that would just make it kind of full circle. But yeah, no, it's pretty cool. So there's going to be a huge kickoff event this weekend, a big block party event over at the Cochrane Ranch, and there's going to be like lots of kids' activities, hot dogs, and glitter tattoos, the whole 9 yards. But then this is so cool. They also have this block party trailer. It's completely free. You can rent it out anytime you want. And basically, it's a party in a trailer. You just bring this trailer right to your street, and it's got everything that you could possibly want or need to throw an awesome party.
It actually has like door knockers, so you can invite all your neighbors. And what I love about this is it is truly just about the fun of it. There's going to be events all week long, and yeah, they are actually asking you just to have a party on your street. So a great way once this sunshine just keeps on going. And that's everything going on in Cochrane right now. You can grab this podcast on all your favorite podcast services. And until next week, talk to you again soon.
Yeah.